Today, I'm finally going to be exposing my Minecraft Forever world. Well, kind of. Let me explain. I frequently discuss the idea of a Minecraft Forever world and why I personally believe it is the best way to play the game. I mean, I've been playing on mine for almost 6 years, and I still have so much planned for my world with new ideas constantly crossing my mind. And while having a Forever world is great and all, I feel like I've only ever shared the benefits of having a Forever world, which got me thinking, what don't most content creators, myself included, share about the actual experience of playing on one singular Forever world? So I took some time to reflect on my own personal experience and thought I'd share the hidden side of having a Minecraft Forever world that nobody really likes to talk about. And to get this list started, I want to talk about how frequently I actually play on my world. And while this might come as a surprise to many of you, I haven't had a serious play session in about 2 months. I post content around every 2 weeks, and a lot of that content is about my Forever world. So even though it may seem like I'm playing consistently throughout the entire year, I actually take some pretty long breaks from the game. No, I'm never completely disconnected from what's happening in the Minecraft community, but there are definitely periods where I get super busy with life stuff, or I just decide to spend my time playing other games. As of right now, I'm addicted to both Lego Batman and Crimson Desert, and honestly, most players probably have very similar experiences. The problem is that a lot of them label it as burnout or think they're getting bored of their world, which tempts them to start a new one in hopes of fixing said boredom. But most of the time, that's not actually the case. You're probably just tired of playing the same game constantly. So take a break. It's completely fine to go long periods without playing. What's important is that when you do eventually get the urge to play Minecraft again, you return to your Forever world. A lot of Forever world content creators seem like they're playing year round, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's also largely because it's their job. Many creators' Forever worlds aren't a realistic example of what the average player's world can look like, because they're able to spend a huge amount of time playing every single day. Most of us have other things going on, whether it's school, work, different interests, or other hobbies. It could really be anything. So when you're watching these big YouTubers, just remember that they're a very small minority when compared to the actual number of players who have Forever worlds. Another subject I don't really see discussed much when it comes to Forever worlds is just how many projects are usually happening at once, and how long some of these projects can actually take. One project I started ages ago and still haven't worked on too much is my zoo. My zoo was made with the intention of collecting every single animal in the game, because playing alone in a Minecraft world can get pretty lonely at times, which is why playing with other people can completely change the experience, and that's where today's sponsor, Arth Hosting, comes in. Arth Hosting has spent the past 3 years building a powerful and easy to use Minecraft hosting service featuring a custom control panel that lets you set up servers with features like Java and Bedrock crossplay with literally zero setup. It's also super affordable, coming in at nearly half the cost of many other major hosting providers, while still delivering great performance with powerful Ryzen 7 CPUs. Plus, unlike a lot of hosts, they don't cram a ton of servers onto one CPU, giving you a overall much smoother experience. If you're interested, check out Arth Hosting using the link in the description. And currently, they have a limited time promotion where you can get your first 2 weeks for free. Thanks again to Arth Hosting for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to it. For another example, I have a Cherry Grove district in my world with a completely different aesthetic and architectural style compared to the rest of my world, and I started that project literally 2 years ago. The reason it still isn't finished isn't because the project itself is insanely massive, it's mostly just because I keep deciding to prioritize other projects or new ideas instead. I mean, around 80% of the builds in that district were all made within the same month, and it's honestly very close to being finished too. All I really have left to do is fill in one more empty space, do a little more terraforming, complete the interiors, and then build a flying dragon overhead. That's kind of how Forever worlds work sometimes. You leave one project behind to start another, but the difference is you can always come back later and continue where you left off, even if it's years later. I'm still gonna finish this project. Will it be this year? Maybe, maybe not. Now, another subject I don't see many people talk about is not always being satisfied with what they've done in their worlds. Most content creators show off their worlds from a cinematic perspective and focus on the very best parts of them, but something you don't nearly see as often are the builds that didn't quite go as planned. The builds you really wanted to love, but now every time you walk past them, you're reminded of how disappointed you are with the results. Okay, that might sound a little harsh, but I wanted to share the fact that I have a ton of builds in my world that I honestly think are pretty bad. I mean, I literally have an entire small village filled with builds that I'm not very proud of. Now, you might be asking, if you don't like the builds, why don't just get rid of them? And honestly, I could do that, but at the same time, I also like seeing my older crappy builds because they highlight the progress I've made and they show how much I've improved as a builder over time. I just wanted to point out that it's completely normal to have bad builds. Not every build is going to turn out to be a masterpiece, but every bad build teaches you something and helps you improve for the next one. Something that a lot of content creators do actually show, but something most players don't fully understand until they experience it themselves, is just how much time can go into some of these projects. I love playing Minecraft, so I'll never complain about spending a ton of time in my world, but man, some of these projects really can take ages. You see this flat, empty area in my world? Well, previously it was all the same height, and now there's this little cliff running through it. It took hours just to get to this point, and I haven't even built anything on it yet. All I've done so far is prepared the area for a future build. This castle tower is another prime example. It took me at least 10 hours to build, and honestly, half of that time was probably spent just gathering the materials for it. And not to diss my own builds or anything, but if my tower took that long, can you imagine how much time someone like F-Whip spends on some of his projects? Having a forever world means you never really run out of time, but it also means that as your projects grow larger in scale, the amount of time you spend working on them can become a little absurd. You know what else is absurd? The fact you're not subscribed. If you've enjoyed this video whatsoever so far, do me a favor and like this video and subscribe so you never miss out on another video just like this one. It's completely free and helps me out a ton, so thank you. Another thing I don't really see people talk about is the fact that sometimes having a forever world can actually be kind of boring. And by boring, I just mean slower paced. Like I mentioned earlier, having a forever world usually means your projects are going to be much larger in scale and take significantly more time to complete. And in order to even start those projects, you often have to spend a huge amount of time just preparing the area and gathering all the materials you'll need for the build itself. In most videos, these parts are either turned into time lapses or cut out entirely, because realistically, watching somebody flatten land and chop down trees for an hour probably wouldn't be that entertaining. You also don't really have the same incentive to go out exploring like players starting a fresh world do, because chances are you've already seen almost everything there is to see in your world. You don't need any more new loot. So if you're looking for a new adventure or some fresh content to mess around with, it can sometimes feel like you're just waiting a few months for the next game drop to finally give you something new to do. These said boring aspects of a forever world are the tasks I like to complete when I'm too tired to actually focus on doing something involved, but still want to spend some time on my world, which can end up making the boring parts kind of fun. And the last subject I want to highlight is the fact that having a forever world can honestly feel pretty overwhelming at times. I have so many planned projects and ideas that I want to bring to life, but just haven't been able to get around to yet. When you have a world that you plan on playing forever, your ideas tend to reflect that as well. I mean, I have a task board and multiple books and quills filled with things I want to do, and realistically, a lot of them probably still won't be finished for another couple of years. Now, some players might see that as a bad thing, and it can definitely make certain people feel overwhelmed to the point where they don't even want to start working on their projects, but personally, I like to look at it differently. To me, it just means I have a massive amount of future content planned out for myself, and if Minecraft were to ever stop getting updates, I wouldn't run out of things to do for a very, very, very long time. Having a forever world is one of, if not the best ways to experience Minecraft, but it definitely doesn't come without its hardships either. Even with everything I mentioned in this video, I still absolutely love playing on my forever world, and I hope that by sharing some of these things, it helps you guys avoid putting too much pressure on yourselves to play a certain way or to even play at all when you simply just don't want to. Anyways guys, that is it for today. If you did enjoy the video whatsoever, a like is greatly appreciated and really helps support the channel, and if you want to see more videos just like this one in the future, make sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.